pardon me, little throat clearing there to get the party started. Right now I'm just looking at my handiwork from our last little tying and BS session. And making sure I have things layered correctly. I was rather tired last time when I did this, so I want to make sure that I didn't screw anything up. So far, so good. Last time I did one of Matt Steffen's, right? One of Matt Steffen's? Those spare ones over there? So, yeah. Why don't you go ahead and grab those, if you can. Should be that bag that had those two in it. Oh, we got somebody else joining the party. Welcome, welcome. What we're going to do tonight is, this is just kind of an impromptu, kind of pulled it out of my rear at the last second. Hello, folks. Oh, Steve, what is up? What is up? Tonight I'm going to go through a few jigs that I still have for that buddy of mine in Michigan.
A very patient buddy.
A very patient buddy. Moo Moo Matt. If you see this, you're a very, very patient, good dude. So I'm going to tie a few jigs. We're just going to talk about what's going to go on with the channel, hopefully, over the next couple of months. All that good jazz. So we're going to go over those things, tie a few jigs. Right now I'm just kind of looking over my work last time because I was so exhausted. Spoiler alert, I'm freaking tired again tonight too. But I'm going to go over. Right now I'm just looking, making sure my layering is correct and that my work's good from the last time. And so far so good. And then we're going to tie a few more. Right now I got to admit I did a fairly decent job last time. The two things, guys, well, there's three in fishing I could do pretty good. I mean, my bass fishing game's okay. I mean, I did do tournaments for 18 years. But finesse fishing, that's the chef's kiss for me. But when it comes to anything with my hands, mechanical otherwise, tying skirts in a jig layering, or tying even like a small marabou or crappie or trout jig, anything like that, and doing rod repair. That's my shtick. And I know boy, I got a pretty good little reputation here locally for my rod repair.
Is this it?
Yes, that's it. Thank you very much.
It was in that box somewhere. No way.
Very good. So, that's Mrs. Tackle helping me out here. So, anyway, that's my shtick. So tonight I'm just going to talk about what's going to come up, hopefully, with the channel here in the very near future. I'm going to tie on a few jigs. Here I've got a ton of stuff left to go for Matt. And I guess I'm going to go ahead and start off by finishing off the easiest thing here first, which is another one for, you know what? Do I go ahead and share the secret of what I'm doing with this one? I think I need to. Hey, hello, Eat Squawk. I think what I'm going to do is share with y'all a secret. I probably shouldn't share this one, but for just a couple of folks that have shown up so far and who wanders onto this, y'all are going to get rewarded, because if you do any bass fishing at all, and you do any fishing with swim jigs, you're going to want to know this little secret. Sorry there, I'm looking because I thought I had another one in there, and there it is. There it is. Okay. Now, let me get my wire out. This particular jig I'm about to show you, I got to give a bit of history on it, okay? When I very first started into tying jigs, I did it out of just kind of a fun bit of shtick. Okay? Tying some for some friends. Then I got decent at it. And things changed. People wanted a few more, if you know what I mean. But I was not a fan of swim jigs. Boy, you see that? That just come off right there. That lid just come off right there in the freaking hand. I was not a fan of swim jigs. To me, a bass jig is a bass jig. It's a crawfish imitation. Why change it? Why try to reinvent the wheel? Hop it on the bottom, crawl it over brush, pitch it under a dock, right? It's a bass jig. So I found out people were making bass jigs just to throw them out and swim back. It irked me. It bugged me. I couldn't understand it. Well, then I started catching fish on them. And when I started catching fish, that's when crap gets real. So, what on earth is that? Okay. So what happens is, yes, that was close. I'm assuming eat squawk means close to my frickin' eyeball. Yeah, I had that exacto a little too close there. So what happened, I started tinkering with jigs, and there was a couple of places where I knew a good swim jig would help me if I allowed myself to acquiesce to throwing a jig and swimming it back. But I didn't want to do it on any standard heads. I know they make bullet shape heads like Outcast and a few other ones that are made for, cutting through grass and cover. I know that that's a thing, but I didn't like them. So here's what I come up with. Being a fan of JDM stuff, okay, JDM baits, there's a bait out there for you couple of lucky folks here. It's called Echo Pro Swinging Swim Jig. It's literally this head right here. Let's see if I can show it. I'm trying to get it good on the camera there without it getting too blurry. It's that little head right there. Now what this guy does is here on the back of it, there's a split ring for a hook. Trying to get it good there. There we go. So it's weedless and it's tungsten. So because of it's a compact shape, what happens when you pitch it under docks or through brush or whatnot, the thing swims through beautifully. It's like a hot knife through butter. So that little bad boy there is fantastic. Now, while I absolutely love the style of the body, I'm not a fan of the split rings. I'm not a fan of the hooks. And furthermore, to be honest, I'm not really too big of a fan of the skirt colors. So what I do is I take this Echo Pro tungsten swinging jig head and I cut off the skirt and I take off the hook, make my own skirt, replace the hook, and it's weedless because your trailer is hooked Texas rigged, or Texas hooked, I guess, because there's no bullet head in front, but you know what I mean, Texas rigged, to where the hook is back into the bait itself. And when you do that on this little compact tungsten swim jig, it's an all-terrain vehicle. I mean, I've gone through hydrilla that are literally 15 feet thick from the surface to the bottom, a solid wall of hydrilla. Dropped this into pockets effortlessly and brought out fish. A partner and I won a tournament on them, a 2-day tournament that just, we annihilated fish on this bait. And it's that, like I said, it's that Echo Pro swinging tungsten swim jig. I just take off the skirt, take off the hook, put on my own hook there on the back of the split ring. And, with that little modification, it ends up being just a battle mamma jamma. So, besides my buddy Moo Moo Matt, the Moogill guy from the short. Besides that fellow, I have Matt Steffen, professional tournament angler. You guys probably watch my channel. There's a good chance you've seen his channel, maybe even subscribe to him. He's a hell of a good dude, a very knowledgeable tournament angler. He's willing to share a lot of secrets. So he and I were doing a little back and forth one day on who makes the best swim jig. And I'm like, I take some components and I make the best swim jigs. So a couple of these are going to him. And this is one that I tied during our last session. And it looks like it is red eye. So I'm going to leave the skirts a bit long in some spots for him to kind of flex and clean them up the way he wants. Actually, do you mind going and grabbing the scissors? Because I am going to have to trim this little bad boy here in a minute. The skirt's kind of long on this one, folks. I want to get it to about there. But anyway, so a couple of these are going to go to him. And the rest are going to Moo Moo Matt. Which Matt's been so freaking patient on me getting these to him. Because, boy howdy, my stand is not working right. Technical difficulties, folks. I wish I had one of those little 1980 test patterns with some elevator music to run right now. Because my freaking Vice just went belly up on me. Well, guys, I'm sorry for this. That's what happens when you go live, huh?
What happened?
My stand adapter here just decided it wanted to flip me off. I'm sorry, folks. I apologize for this. This is horrible. I had it set up, I promise. I even changed the time of the live by 10 minutes to make sure I had it done. And then this just decided it wanted to give me the finger. Do, 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 do. This is ridiculous.
You need help?
No, I got it. It's just freaking embarrassing. Ooh, okay, there are the scissors. Okay. So, let's try this one more time with feeling here. I haven't even really tied a freaking jig yet. I'm already getting glitter all over me. One thing about layering skirts is that you will end up looking like you've been to a strip club. There's just no way around. This thing is still freaking moving. Here we go. There we go. Now I'll put this on top. You know, there's not many folks here, which in this situation is kind of a blessing because the start of this has come out like a crap show. But let's play here. I think I'm going to take off my glasses again like I did last go round. Some things are just too close to see even with bifocals. Well, this is horrendous, folks. The one bad thing about tying this Echo Pro is getting it to latch because it just doesn't want to go. What I'm going to do? Screw it. I hate doing this, but I'm going to go by the freaking eye. Oh, that son of a gun ain't going anywhere now. Now I need my little strip of line. I know this is going to be incredibly boring. The missus is acting as producer. So if anybody has any questions or wants to know anything, just holler and she'll feed me the information. She's in charge of keeping an eye on things tonight. Um, so I'm going to take my little thingy here to keep all the strands separated. I forgot to get my little, all that. I'm going to take the damn thing out to do it. So, like I might have, for those that weren't here last time, I take a little piece of wire and I thread it along between the two layers here so that when I tie, I only tie what I'm looking to tie and I don't get everything else caught up between the layers.
We need Jade here so she can put you on a timer.
Yeah, for those of you who were here, oh, damn it. For those of you who were here last time, yeah, J Car was timing how quick I was moving. It was pretty funny. Here we go. Just gonna get all those strands separated, top versus bottom there. As long as I don't let them go. That way, I have them out of the way when I'm going to tie. It's just sloppy, but it is what it is. You hear that phone ringing?
Mm-mm.
Okay, there we go. So, in case other folks don't show up to this thing and ask some questions, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of get the channel news out of the way. Kind of let y'all know a little bit up front. I mean, I hate that it's 18 minutes into it, but I'm going to go ahead and kind of let you know what's going on. Got a strand there that got away. Of course, I'm still following the Runyon and Kaminsky situation. There has not been any court updates yet. It's just how it is, but we're still following Runyon and Kaminsky. And as soon as more information on that comes down the pipe, I'll let you guys know. So there's that. Other than that, we have there is a particular story out there I've wanted to do for a while. And it's nothing earth-shattering, but it sure is fun. There's a product that's made out there that has been made illegal in some states to fish with. I'm going to feature that product, tell you why it's illegal, tell you what states it's legal in, and tell you a little bit about the company that first made them and all that good jazz. And I've had the occasion to talk with the owner of the company, a fantastic guy, and get some information directly from the horse's mouth, so to speak. And he and his company have been very nice at getting a couple of these for me to feature. And there's another product of his as well that we're going to feature. It's not a sponsored thing, don't get me wrong. And I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for review or anything like that, because I will tell it like it is no matter who it is. Okay, guys, that's my thing. And I don't sugarcoat things. I don't, I don't fluff things up just because I have an in with a company or because I know somebody there. That's not who I am. So, with that said, I got to wipe this around here. These are harder to tie because there's nothing to hold up that back side there with no hook. So we're going to cross this around like this. Come back under here. My little tail holder fell. So now I've got some things all freaking cattywampus. So we're going to do a little of this on the fly. Let's see here, folks. This is crazy. Here, I was talking about how good I am at this stuff, and I'm just sucking it up. Anyway, at any point, if y'all have any questions, and wow, my wire just broke. Guys, there is something working against me tonight, and I don't know what the hell it is. There is something working against me. Huh?
Need a random blooper reel.
Yeah, you know what? If I had a blooper reel for this year, I would just do this. It would just be this freaking live here. Because now I've lost a considerable amount of the wire I'm working with. And I'm trying to get this thing cinched down good and tight here. I'll go to my small pliers here. But yeah, so I'm going to do that whole thing on that reel. I just said what it was. I just said what it was. I just gave a spoiler, damn it. Anyway, on the illegal item that some states will not allow you to fish with, I will do that story here coming up real soon. And I hope you guys enjoy that. And also, I'm going to feature another one of their products too for all you catfishermen out there, for you folks that love to catfish. I'm going to feature a second one of their products that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. And that'll be coming up here in the near future. Look, it only took me 24 freaking minutes to get this party started. But as I warm up, I should be able to do them a little faster. So see, on this particular bait, now I've got this done. I'm going to sit it aside with the wire part. First, I guess I'm going to trim it just a skosh. And This vise has seen better days, folks. But anyway, I'm going to trim it just a skosh and put the next one on there. Then when I'm done, I'm going to go back and I'm going to put the hooks on and show you how I choose the hooks. But for right now, we're going to give this one just a little bit of a haircut. As you can see, I've got some stragglers there that are kind of a bit long. I'm going to go in and just kind of, you don't want to clip everything too much. Not everything in nature, of course, is uniform. Like they say, nature doesn't make straight lines. So you don't want everything to be just so uniform that it's, looks boxed, right? But you do want to kind of trim it just a little bit. Let's see here, got my white on the bottom, got my chartreuse on the top. I'm leaving just a little bit there for some frill. Yeah, I think that works. Then I got one more jig here coming for Mr. Matt Steffen. And this will go a lot quicker if I can actually get the skirt tied on the back up first here. So, like I said, that's going to be my next project, is going to be doing those products from that wonderful company I talked to. The item that's illegal to fish with in a lot of states. Well, I say a lot, in several states. And then the other items they have. The catfish and crappie community is going to want to watch that video. They're going to want to see that. Here we go. I think I have that tied better now. Oh boy. This vise has seen better days, guys. I've had this vise since I was probably, I don't know, 17 years old. Oh, Steve. Steve. Let me tell you something, my friend. You like to fish big blues off of kayaks, you're not going to want to miss this. These two products aren't exactly as hands-on as what you're going to be doing, but you're going to see them and you're going to think of some places to put them. And if you're a tackle addict like I am, you're going to want that crap. Trust me. Oh, this is going to be right up your alley. Holy hell. I can't wait for you to see these products I'm going to be displaying. Like I said, I talked with the gentleman. He's an older gentleman. He's a really cool guy, the owner of the company. Just as nice as can be, very informative. Really knows his craft. Really super cool dude. And we're going to be featuring a couple of those products. I'm going to give you some history about them and tell you why that one of them is illegal in several states. I first saw one of them when I was a kid, and I've become enamored with it. Actually, that's something about these particular jigs, because the collars that go on them don't go on them tight. The reason why I really have to wire tie these, because you guys can't see it, but the area that the collar goes is really freaking small. So you really can't get a band in there. So you have to be careful whenever you're putting on on your skirts, because it'll spin and twist on you. So I'm going back to make sure these are good, because I went to put this one on and saw it had already twisted. So I stopped what I was doing and corrected it. That one's a good mix. That's good. So this one I had to stop and twist around so that I could kind of get that going. I want to make sure this one is right, folks. Yeah, I think it's right. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't screwing that bad boy up there. This is one of my personal favorite colors. And I wanted to make sure that I wasn't butchering it up. Put this through over here. This one is called Level 42. From the band, about the band Level 42. I forget what country they're from. They're some European country in the 80s. And when I made this color, I was like, oh, there's just something about that color. And there was a song they made out in the 80s. It was kind of a one-hit wonder called Something About You. So Level 42, Something About You. There you go. Yeah, I named my jigs funky. I mean, I'm not like freaks like Reactions Innovations naming them after, If you know, you know. Reaction Innovations, the what they name their colors. If y'all know, you get it. They're creative, and in the words of Dave Chappelle, they're freaks. They do some wild, wild names. Let's see here. I've got an issue going on here. Here we go. I had not cut off enough water on this one, folks. Let's see here. Holy crap. I'm going to mute the microphone real quick here. Okay, folks, sorry about that. I had to do a little bit of on the fly producing with Mrs. CT. Um, if update on the Lucky Lady trout worms. I got them to Wonderful J Car for her to try on her home waters. And I have the other one sent to Irish Demon. And so he will, as soon as he gets them, he'll let us know how those are going. And we'll see if they can catch some fish on those in Ireland for us. So my lives when I do things like this are just kind of off the cuff. And it's because it's just doing stuff like this, unless it's a full-on tutorial. I'm just here to kind of have a BS session with you guys, whoever shows up. If anybody has any questions at all, not even just about this, but about anything, y'all can just pop up and let me know. Mrs. CT will pass it on to me, and I'll let you know we're good to go. 1 second, ladies and gents. Do you need to go down the hall and try? Okay. Sorry, guys. We're doing a little producing off the cuff here. We have kind of another that may be done. Or got quieter. So we're having some background noise we're dealing with.
That for now.
Yeah, we're going to go with it for now. Every time we say that, it starts up again. So we're having some background noise we're trying to fix here, folks. But for you guys just joining us, a bit of a recap on the channel news. Of course, I'm still following Runyon and Kaminsky. When more information happens to that, I'll let you guys know. Other than that, got a couple of products I'm going to show you coming up. Not sponsored, not getting paid by anybody to do anything. It's just some neat things that I've run across that'll appeal to crappie and catfishermen. One of them will be a tool that both can use. One of them will be specifically catfish. One of them is illegal in some states. And we're going to go over why. That's on now. So see, now I have these 3 Matt Steffen Echo Pro tungsten swinging jig heads wire tied. So what I'm going to do now with these bad boys is I'm going to just kind of level them out, trim them up, give them a bit of a haircut. Then I'm going to attach the hooks. Like I said earlier, this particular bait is one that I come up with. I love the Echo Pro heads. Okay, I love the heads. I love that they're compact, they're tungsten, that they work like a charm. Okay. Oh, hey, Zen, long time no see. How you doing? You know what, Steve? You're right. You're absolutely right. Boy, man, with the inside information I have, it may make it a bit hard. Boy, I'm going to tell. Okay, guys, what I know. Without giving out information of who my source is. But my last video when I talked about the possible plea deal, let's just say homie would know. Homie would know. Like, he's familiar with the parties. He's very familiar with the lawyers. And I'll tell you, he's a defense lawyer himself. Okay? That's all I'll say. And he implied that they're working pretty freaking hard on a plea. But it's still not coming. So I could be dead wrong. But if I'm reading between the lines on that, I'm thinking it's ego driven. I'm thinking these guys aren't wanting to take it. So you may have a situation where you have a lawyer that's like, we need to fix this crap. Y'all need to take a plea. And they may be thinking, nah, we're good. So I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I'm wondering. Oh, wow. What were you fishing for? 10 what? Bass? Crappie? Kitty cats? Let us know, Zen. Let's see here. Make sure his bait's on good. Lost 10 off the freaking dock. Dadgum. That sucks. I hate it when that happens. Let's see here. On that side, got my chartreuse on that side. Got my belly. Yeah, it's good. Now I'm gonna do a bit of trimming. I'm having a hard time seeing the screen a little bit since I have my glasses off, but I'd take them off because if I didn't, I couldn't see what I'm doing up here. So see how we have those long stragglers there? We're just gonna kind of trim that up a bit. I could never be a barber. People would hate me. But I got that trimmed up kind of where I want it. Now, if Mr. Stefan wants these trimmed a little bit better, we can do that too. This isn't the last time you'll see this head. I've got several for Moo Moo Mat. Working on 2 Matt's baits here. So now that I have the 3 skirts wired tied, we're going to go and we're going to put on the hooks. Now, Mr. Stefan likes his baits done a bit differently than I do. Nothing wrong with that. He just does it a bit differently. I'm more of a thumbs up, thumbs down. We're good? Okay. Sorry, still producing on the fly. The hell went my hook? Mrs. CT, that bag that had Mr. Stefan's jigs in it. Oh, there it is. Never mind. Got it right here in front of me. Well, you hand it to me. That's what I was going to ask you. You know how it is, married folks. When the spouse says they're going to clean up, it means stuff's about to get lost. I like my swim jig hooks when I'm doing these swinging jig heads. Because it's compact, I even want to use a compact trailer behind it. A lot of times I'll use a Kitech 3.3. Kitech. I'm not going to go with one of the imitators. That's another video I'm going to do here in the near future. I'm going to tell you why I go with original baits by the folks they're made by, not the knockoffs. Kitech has a pour process in their baits that make it completely different. You see Guggen, you see Strike King. Everybody and their dog has a paddle tail swim bait that, yeah, Oleg, yo, hey baby, how you doing? Yes, it has been a while, my friend. I checked in on you just the other day. That is so good to see you. One of your Mr. Chili de Castro videos. Checked in on you guys. Go check out Oleg. Yeah. Let me tell you something, folks. Mr. Oleg has a great channel. Please, he's a great dude, great channel. Go check him out. He's one of the folks that love to debunk a lot of the sovereign citizens, frauders, folks that do a lot of grifting, that kind of thing, that part of the population. He goes in, replays their videos, and just chops them off the knees. Bass is using a swim Cinco. Oh, Zen, my friend. I have a very good memory of the swim Cinco. When it very first came out, I'm talking like the first week it was on the market, I picked some up from an actual Yamamoto pro shop. Went out there, caught my very first tournament limit on them the next freaking day. No practice with them. I had confidence in them because I love how they looked, but I didn't have any on the water built up confidence from catching fish on them. I just saw it and thought that damn thing will catch. Let me tell you something about that one too. I don't know if you're familiar with it, Zen. They had a special hook for it when it first came out. I don't know if they sell them anymore. I doubt they do. They called it a Swim Cinco jig head, but it really wasn't like a typical jig head. It didn't have a 90-degree angle or even a 45 or 30 or anything like that, 60. It was just a flat, just straight shank hook with just kind of a lead ball up near the head of it. And that way it hooked almost like a flipping hook, like a straight flipping hook back into the Swim Cinco. I don't know if you're familiar with it, but they actually, Yamamoto created that specific head for the Swim Cinco. They gave me a few of those, but they didn't even have a mass produced to sell them yet. They gave me 3 or 4 of those. I bought a few packs of Swim Cincos, went out there the next day, and absolutely slaughtered the freaking fish. Now, this limit come after my first few times in the money. I'd been in the money without a limit. Why? Because I'm a finesse fisherman. And when the going gets tough, that's when the finesse fishermen shine. Because we're not out there throwing all the power baits that everybody else is. We're over there sweet talking the fish, giving them a little, whispering sweet nothings in their ears, getting them to bite. So the hard days, the really tough days, that's when we come to the forefront. So I had landed in the money several times before I caught my first tournament limit. True story. But that's what finesse fishing will do. I'm not speaking bad about power fishing. You want to get in on power fishing, get in on it. It'll do you good, trust me. But like my boy Hank Parker once said, it's about knowing how to do a little bit of everything good. You don't have to be an expert on only one thing to succeed in tournaments. As long as you have a good field of view, a good well-rounded repertoire, and you know how to do all of it fairly decent, you're going to be fine. And so I've always taken that advice. Finesse fishing is definitely my strong point. However, I'll power fish if I need to power fish. I've got no freaking problem doing that. So thanks for bringing up that Swim Cinco. Love me a Swim Cinco. I'll see if I can find a link for those hooks at some point here, Pyro, and I'll put it in maybe a pinned post or something where you can find it. I'll make sure to go back and tag you when I find it. That's if they still exist. Get you on some of those because they don't look like much, but they freaking work. Okay, so now we have these Echo Pro tungsten swinging jig heads. I've got them all trimmed up, got the skirts wired on. Now I'm going to go put his hooks on. Like I said, I'm sure he likes a bigger, stouter hook than I do. I go finesse. I go with a freaking 2-aught and a small little bait on the back. Because these things, like I said, they're 4-wheel drive all-terrain vehicles. You can swim in grass mats, reeds, overbrush. You're not going to get hung. Like I said before, I was dropping them into pockets of 15-foot thick hydrilla. They would sink just straight down, and I would just wait for the thump. Before it hit the bottom, set the hook, drag a fish out. Things swim through anything. Had so much success on them. It's one of the very few swim jigs I will throw. Another thing about the swinging jig head is it allows that trailer to bump and maneuver with things too. You have the tungsten. It's dense. It offers a lot of feedback to your rod. You'll feel strikes easier. You'll also feel that cover you're going through easier, right? So as you're pulling it through and you bump along the slice little bit of branch or grass, you'll feel it. You'll know when to slow down, when to reel faster. It gives you so much more feedback from that tungsten. The compact size, along with the bait being Texas rigged on the back. Like I said, it'll drive through anything. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Mr. Oleg. You know what? I'm so glad you're here. That is so cool. You made my day, Oleg. Thank you, sir. Like I said, Oleg's channel, he, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but kind of how I got into YouTube is kind of the watchdog community. Hope I don't lose subscribers over this. But there are folks that are grifters and kind of con artists running around. And the group that I kind of got brought into YouTube with was folks that go out and debunk those guys and kind of check them. And Oleg is one of those channels. The guy that I sent those trout worms to recently, Irish Demon, another great channel. Um, Irish Demon, his channel does the same thing. So that's kind of the group I was brought in with. My channel manager, Doctor Who Design, I know has helped out Oleg quite a bit or quite a bit as well. He's helped me out a lot too. He's kind of in that group as well. Fantastic dude. And he is a web, he is a web freaking ninja. Uh, love Doctor Who Design. He's created the logo that you see, the Cerebral Tackle logo, the channel art. That's all him. Yeah, let me tell you, he knows his stuff. The dude's good, right? He's freaking awesome. Let's get some hooks in the back of this thing. I've got 2 of one color, 1 of another for Mr. Matt Steffen. And fishermen out there, check out Matt Steffen's page. Tell him I sent you if you haven't already. It's Matt Steffen, professional angler. He gives a lot of great tips. He's very knowledgeable. He's a tackle addict like myself, so he and I go back and forth a lot as to old and new items. I'm going to put I'm going to put a 4 on one of these and a couple, like a 3 and a 2 on the other ones. I'm going to give Mr. Steffen a smorgasbord here because I believe in having options. When you're out there on the water, you don't want to hone yourself into one thing, right? So I'm going to put this 4 on this particular bait here. Then I'm going to go with a 3. Grip pin. This one. And this one. Sorry guys, kind of getting my ducks in a row here. I'm going to give Matt a bit of a smorgasbord to play with. But so these swinging jig heads, like I said, you just Texas rig them with your favorite trailer on the back. 99.9% of the time, what I'm going to throw on the back of one of these is going to be a Kitech. It's going to be one of 3. I would say 70% of the time, it's going to be a Kitech swing impact fat and like a 3.3. That's my usual go-to. I would say 20% of the time, it'll be, yeah, you gotta love it. We'll have to hook up later in the comments section. I'll do some research for you, see if we can even narrow down that lake a little bit better if you want to. It's always good to get a different perspective, like even me on my home lakes. I love talking to other people to get new perspectives, because sometimes it gets me out of a particular rut I've started to fish with. And because some lakes I know like the back of my freaking hand, right? And you kind of get into a pattern where you go to the same places, do the same things, and if something's changed and you haven't picked up on it, you'll get waxed, and people will just hammer the piss out of you. That's why in a lot of these tournaments, people always, in the fantasy leagues, always bet on the guys that, oh, that's in his backyard, he's going to kill him. Then he comes in last, and people are like, oh, I'm shocked. I'm not. That's what happens on home lakes. So, anyway, I forgot what I was originally saying. But, oh yeah, the baits I use. Kitech Swing Impact Fat, number 1. Number 2 is going to be a Kitech Easy Shiner, matching whatever hook I have on the back of one of these. And the third thing is going to be a bait that I'm also going to feature here at some point. I have plans on it. Another Kitech, the Kitech Crazy Flapper. I'm going to tell you something, guys. That Crazy Flapper is the most freaking misunderstood, just underrated bait on the market. I'm not kidding. That thing is freaking incredible. I put these on, might help if I had these out. These are Texas Tackle split ring pliers. If you're changing crankbaits or whatever you need split rings for. I'm telling you right here, right now. Got so much glitter on me. These things are awesome. Oh, I can't tell you the use I've got out of them. Can't tell you the freaking use. Texas Tackle really makes a damn good product. Let me see here. Okay. The one trick about putting on one of these hooks, though, you want to make sure you go on it right. Because if you don't, you'll have your hook upside down. This is the top of the head here. And you want the bait sitting like this on your trailer. Oh, we're showing it down there. Dadgummit, I'm sorry. The head is facing this way. So this is going to be the top of the bait. Didn't mean to flip y'all off. So this is going to be the top of the bait. This is the belly of the bait. So you want that hook sitting like so. Well, it's hard to see. Let me pull up the skirt here. Huh? Yeah. There's the head. Middle finger. Yeah. Yeah. So there's the head. As you can see, the eyes, the head's facing this direction. Get to you again. So I'm going to take this bad boy and put it right up here. Sorry, guys, if it's off camera here. I've got a limited view with my limited resources here. Dadgum. The problem with this hook is that it is a really thick, stout wire. Another reason, I mean, they're good for big fish. Don't get me wrong. You can catch a big fish on the smaller hooks too. But when you start going with the big, much larger sizes like this, it makes them hard to get in there. And you don't want to tear up your split rings and bend them out too bad missing with it, right? One day, I hope to have better cameras, better resources where I can zoom in and do all this facing down and you guys can see this. Guys, I don't know if I'm able to get this on here. He may not get a 4-aught hook. But I was planning on doing a 4, a 3, and a 2 for him so he can kind of decide what he likes from there. And he, like I said, Matt Steffen normally likes bigger, stouter hooks in swim jigs. That's fine. Not my preference, but it's fine. I think he might think differently once he fishes these. These are, you can make kind of a more compact presentation. Guys, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. That was unexpected. As you can tell, I don't use a lot of 4s. I have other split rings and split ring pliers that I'm going to try to see if I can open that gap a bit and help me out there. I'm going to pull out the old big dogs if I can find them. Well, fudge. That was any less organized.
Need some help?
I might need some help from Mrs. Cerebral Tackle. Dadgum, guys.
What did you lose?
Oh, found them. My bait was sitting on the freaking things. Found them. No, I did not find them. I have a pair of larger, fatter split ring pliers. I'm sorry, guys, this is embarrassing. That are black handled, and
You have them out?
they've walked away. I don't think I pulled them out this time. Guys, this is embarrassing as hell. I'm so sorry. Y'all are sitting through. I appreciate y'all. Love you guys for sitting through this. You guys are absolutely freaking awesome.
I'm seeing on your Ziplocs.
Huh?
I said they're seeing on your Ziplocs.
Yeah, you guys are seeing every freaking zip. Well, not every freaking. Yeah, me and the Ziplocs, we have a thing. Thank you, Oleg. I've checked all those bags and they're not in any of those, so let me see if these will work. Holy crap.
What?
That little Velcro thing we found that we didn't know what it went to?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's there. Never mind.
It went to that
Guys,
other
I'm tired. I'm freaking tired.
one. You are tired. So what do I need to do?
I guess nothing now. We're just going to go with this and see if I can get this to work. I have a pair of...
Wake up.
Yeah, I have a pair of larger split rings that are gone. Apparently. I'm sure they've been put somewhere by the missus. I didn't get anything thrown at me. She must not have heard me.
Oh, I heard you. I didn't want to have witnesses.
Hear that, guy? She said she didn't want to have witnesses. Oh, that's freaking awesome. Let's see here. So what I'm doing now is I'm spinning around this split ring so I can get it in position for this bigger hook.
Ollie says, don't be angry, wife. Be nice to this man.
Thank you, Olin. Thank you for having my back, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see here. Boy, howdy, guys. This is one of those nothing's going right kind of days. If Matt doesn't like the split rings on these, he can change those too when he gets them. Fortunately, they're kind of easy to do. Now, because I've had to reposition it, I'm having to line it back up again. Oh, another thing I'm using, when I very first started these, the main complaints I had from my friends was that the Texas rig plastic was sliding down on the hook too much and they were having to adjust it too much. So I went with these Mustad KVD grip pin hooks. And you can see it has that little stopper pin right there. Let me see if I can get it without it just flat. Has that stopper pin. That will pin the plastic up at the top and keep it from sliding down. So now I'm going to position it as to which way it goes. You know what I'm going to do, guys? Mrs. CT.
Yes.
Where are my split rings?
Would they be in the crank and rubber box?
Yes, ma'am, they would.
Okay.
You know what I'm doing, guys? I'm saying screw it. I'm taking off this freaking split ring on this one. And I'm going to put on a stronger, bigger one to easier hold that bait. So we're going to come back to that one. We're going to go on to the next one while she's finding those.
I can go right to one.
The next one I'm going to be is going to do the 2, which is that level 42 bait I was showing you guys. I'm going to go to it now and take care of it. For those that have come back, weren't here.
You asking your wife for slitty rings, and good job. Yeah.
Yeah, these little split rings they're okay. I should say. There are better ones out there. These are the stock ones that come with it. I'm not a huge fan of them. They work just fine, don't get me wrong. However, I'm picky a lot of times, and a lot of times I'll change them out. Depends on what size hook I'm using. Like I said, I've never put on a 4. I was just putting on that 4 for Matt because I know that's what he likes. But now I've got the bait heading the other direction. So I've got to turn this hook around.
So you get the jig box in the crank repair box, right?
Yep. Okay, guys, I really got to fix this.
Oh.
I'll put it down here for now.
This one?
Maybe. don't even quite have it on camera now. I almost got hooked there, guys. I'm going to get hooked.
Wonderful.
That barb just got me. This is not going well. What? Oleg? What's he saying?
He told me be more active, help you. Go pat your head.
Come on.
Sour Canaro says Zen Pyro says if it makes you feel better, I had a fish on today. The wind picked up and my hat went into the lake and the fish came off right at the dock. LOL. Spent the next 30 minutes fishing for it. LOL.
Dude, I've been there, done that, Zen. Yeah, there was a time where I had a good floppy hat on, wind picked up, took it off my head, blew it lit. Now, I don't know how the damn thing floated as long as it did, but it blew it clear across a freaking lake. And I was on my mobility scooter and she was, hey, J-Car, glad you could make it, gal. This was kind of an impromptu thing. And dadgum.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the time where your
Yeah.
bag went into the water.
Oh no. You mean the one I lost?
Mm-hmm.
That was horrible. I was doing some pre-fishing with a better pro on a lake for a tournament, right? And it was winter or start of spring, still cold as hell, lots of wind, lots of rain, and I had my gear bag. Let me make sure I get this. Screw it, I'm going the other way. I can't do that. I had my gear bag, right? And this gear bag was a dry bag. Oh yeah. It sucks. This gear bag was like a dry bag that you roll up, put everything in. And so I had a bunch of stuff in it, gloves, outerwear, that stuff, what I might run into that day. And so what happened is, hey J Car, I'm sure you've seen Oleg around. I'm sure you've seen his channel. So anyway, I had the thing blocked in the boat, like down like between my legs and between me and the driver. Somehow, at some point, that thing got clear out of the damn boat. Don't know how, disappeared. We got back to the ramp, couldn't find it anywhere. Neither one of us saw it go out, and how, I don't know. Yep. Oleg, it's for seagulls. Guys, I can't get a 2 on here. This is embarrassing. Maybe?
Super glad. That looks funny.
Jinxed me, man. You jinxed me. I had the damn thing on. You jinxed me. Let me see here. You know what I think it is? I think because I'm going with hooks that I think he would like more, I'm going with a thicker wire, and this thicker wire is not going on here, right? I think is what it is. Now you're going to see all these other channels doing jig tying that are going to be all pretty and all just, sexy as far as like how quickly they're doing them and all this, and they're nice little shots with their fast forward things. There you go. There you go, J-Car. And by the way, I'm going to be hopefully helping troubleshoot that a little bit better.
It looks so welded.
You're not freaking kidding. You're not free. It would go quicker, wouldn't it? It would be quicker at this point if I went down and rented a damn spot welder, come back. She has a spinning rod in her repertoire, and she hasn't used a spinning rod yet. And we got her on a spinning rod.
We missed, Zen Pyro said the world's best lure for hat fishing is a Z-Man chatterbait.
You know what, man? Don't get me started on those, boy. I love me a good classic. I love me a good classic Z-Man. But the trick is, making another one. I'm sure you probably heard about how Z-Man was kicking in everybody's door, suing everybody. They were really trying to be the Jose Maria Castro of the fishing industry when it come to handing out lawsuits over their chatterbait. Those guys would knock on anybody's door that had any kind of a blade bait and threaten to sue them. It's got to be the wire. It's got to be the wire. Freaking wire. Because this isn't working. And this is not my first rodeo, guys. I swear.
Whoa.
What happened?
Laws was fishing. Wow, he can't catch. That's the Jatis who saved his life.
Who? We have somebody in here talking some smack? Whoever it is, you want to say it again?
No, whoa.
Okay.
There's something from Delete. I don't know. He says, from Oleg. He says, Delete laws fishing. Wow, he can't.
Oh, I'm sorry, Oleg. I'm sorry. Yeah, I only caught part of it.
Yeah, it was showing up really weird for me. So
sorry about that, Oleg. I thought we had somebody here talking smack, and I was about to do the whole habitual line stepper and smack them. But no, you're right. Yeah, man, freaking Delete law is that clown. And for those of you who don't know, that's the Jose Maria de Castro. Oh, yeah. Yeah, got it. Yeah, I'm sorry, Oleg. Yeah, that was kind of strange, folks. I'm sorry about that. I thought there are some folks out there on YouTube that do not like me. And I was just waiting for one of them to show up and, talk some smack. I'm sure it'll come one day.
Yeah, no, it showed up for, I think J. Carr saw the same thing I did. It showed up for us trying to get us to delete it. I think get the. Oh.
Okay, that showed up. Okay, I'm sorry. I apologize, guys. I have not let my moderators and my producer know about that function yet. Honestly, guys, we've had 7 folks in here tops. Had 15 before another stream or so, or 20. So that is a comment held for review. And you guys either allow the comment or delete it or put the person in timeout or something.
Yeah, so it just took a second.
Yeah, sorry, guys. I did not warn them about that, and that's completely on me. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah, let me tell you, Oleg, that is one place that a lot of folks pick up their fishing knowledge. Is good old Boy Scouts and Cub Scouts.
J-Car says, frustrating that my accuracy stinks with this rod. I'm used to dropping exactly where I want. We'll stay away from trees.
Let me tell you, J-Car, it's going to be a bit to figure that out, but you'll get it. You'll get it. Spinning reels, I always reel left, guys. I'm right-handed, but I always reel left. And spinning reels, That 2 looks good on there. But spinning reels are always good about it. All the trees. Or chop them up and put them in the lake for cover. Just saying. Just saying. I finally got that number 2 done. So you got this hook right here. We'll put on a trailer on that. And that bad boy will sit there and just, oh, whoo, sexy, sexy. So now I can lay that over to the side. Now I'm going to get over my other box that has all my spare parts. And we're going to look for a bigger, oh, yeah. Well, yeah, I know, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was saying. She could always just chop them up and put them in.
I think she use them for wood burn or wood stuff.
Oh, yeah. See, yeah. See how that works? Oh, yeah. It'll take a little while, but you'll get it. And when you do, it'll do you wonders. Trust me on that. You guys are watching this on the fly. This is my split ring box. That I use whenever I'm doing crankbait repairs, changing out different hooks and whatnot, different connecting terminals, and I think I found what I need, maybe. What I need to do is I need to do another one of those Plano Edge Pros and do all my components in that. Like I need another one of those, but now I've got a hook up, but that's a whole different story that I probably don't need to share here. Down to 4, folks. I'm sorry. I apologize for all the craziness. I appreciate you showing up too, Oleg. I really do. Hope I haven't run you off there. Not only seeing the bottom parts of the comments and not getting things. Sorry about that. I'm not exactly as spry as I should be.
Because you're not sleepy.
Yeah. See, here's the deal, guys. Honestly, the biggest part of this. Yeah, fish. Absolutely. That's so funny and so freaking true. I gotta take that other split ring off first. Might be a good freaking idea. Oh, I did. Like the wife mentioned, my sleep has been absolute dumpster fire for months now. I've been averaging a couple 3 hours a night. And I'm not gonna lie, part of the reason for this impromptu here was to try to help me stay alert and awake and fix my sleep schedule. So if I'm doing this kind of half-arsed and weird, that's why. But I found some new split rings. And we'll try those. What was that?
Digger says, efficient I could walk. Caught many a tree, snake, turtle, and one uncle.
That's awesome. Oh, you know what, guys? While I'm doing this, here's a little bit of a fun story. Speaking of catching snakes, the wife and I were fishing at one of our favorite spots one time, right? And I was throwing a Zoom horny toad up in some hydrilla. And it was kind of a rainy, overcast day. Here come the snakes, chasing that Zoom horny toad. Yeah, I could do it. No one likes to get hooked in their worm. So what happens is these snakes come up and start trying to attack my horny toad, my frog that I'm throwing. And So they keep swimming up behind the back, swimming up behind the back, and the wife was like, "Careful, you're going to catch one. You're going to catch one." She no more than says that. One grabs a hold of the back of that thing and gets hooked right in the mouth. And so it ends up, damn, boy, that Ford just does not want to go on here. There we go. I spoke too soon. Who said a 6-foot gator? Oh, Zen. Oh, damn. Damn, Zen. Yeah, he would be having, Gator would be having, nope, nope. He would have just earned him a rod and reel. But so I catch this snake. And by the way, it's a snake that's not supposed to be in our area. It's it was a freaking coral snake. I kid you not, a freaking coral snake. And there were several of them. There were 3 or 4, and they kept screwing with my line, and one of them finally hooked. And as you guys know, corals are freaking deadly and not supposed to be in our area. And, you know, I don't know about Florida, but I know they ended up here somehow, or a couple of them did. And so these things are coming right at me. And I'm screwed. I mean, I'm totally screwed. And I'm reeling it up, and I'd like to get my bait back, and let me make sure I got that on there. After all that boy, that works perfect. After all that, I'm down to 4. I'm sorry, folks. 1 second, guys. 1 second. Yeah, the wife was letting me know what Oleg said about the one. Yeah, no, horny toad, because it's a takeoff of a southern horned toad. There's actually a horned toad. There's even a college team out of Texas, the TCU Horned Frogs. So that's kind of it. So they call it a horny toad to kind of be a little edgy, but that's that one. So I'm reeling it out. Catch this snake on this horny toad. He's swimming at me. I don't know what the hell to do with him. And he's wanting at me. He's pissed, right? I'm going to try to move this up actually, I know what I'm going to do. Here, guys, along.
He is full of it.
Oleg? Yeah, he's fun, isn't he? So there we go. Let's try this. That's a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. A little reposition of the tripod. Let's play that game here. So I get the snake up to me. She's wanting no part of it. I'm trying to figure out if I'm just going to cut the line, try to toss him back, get him the hell away from me. I don't want to get bit by a freaking coral snake. So, yeah, pat the snake. Boy. So this thing's pissed. I get it up. What does it do? Well, let me back up. First, she's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. So what happens is I get the snake up. Snake's pissed. It's wanting to bite me. She's freaking out. She wants the hell off the dock. So I lift him up. I'm trying to figure out where I'm going to try to spool off. If I spool off a bit of line and it hits the dock or water, it's going to swim up and get me. So I've only got the length of my rod to protect me from this freaking coral snake. So I've got it up, thing sitting there spinning, all pissed off. If I go to try to sling it past me a little bit, it's going to get me. You know, I'm worried that, yeah, like I thought about that. The problem is it was wanting me. It was coming at me. So if I cut the line, it's just going to still charge me and have my bait. So I'm trying to figure out how to handle it, keep him from getting to me and still get him away from me. So I'm holding it over across the dock, suspending it above the wood. She's like, hold on, I've got an idea. I drop my rod. The snake constricts its tail, going between the boards and then swells it up on the other side, leaving now this snake at arm's length from me, pinned to the freaking dock. All I can do is stretch him out as far as I can up above the dock and pin him up there. I said, okay, what's your idea, wife? Miss Brilliant, what's your idea? She goes, all right, bye. She wanted me to just pin that freaking snake there so she could run around him, goes to the freaking car, and locks herself in it like out of that freaking B movie that was made, like of the African killer bees back in the 80s, whatever that was called, where they locked themselves in the car in like the Alamo Dome or Houston Dome or whatever the hell, and turned up the AC till they froze the bees. She thought going to the car and locking herself in was going to protect her. Well, guess what? Protected her. My ass is still stuck down there holding this freaking snake. So, when in doubt, the wife will abandon you when it comes to a poisonous snake. Just throwing that out there. They will say, screw it, and bye. So she goes, locks herself in the freaking car, and I'm back here looking like, what the hell do I do now? Oh, I finally got it swung out enough from me. I literally had to hold it while I staged the tackle at the end of the dock. Yeah.
Thank you, Oleg.
She says thanks. So it scared the piss out of me, and I just freaking end up hauling ass and getting the hell out of there, and it was bad. It was real bad. But it was.
But I saved your life on another, like by shining a light at your feet.
She did. When it comes to snakes, she did save my life before, though. I'll tell that story. Yep. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. In my opinion, I'm sorry. A lot of animal lovers, I know I'll piss off, but I honestly think that there's no such thing. Well, pardon me. The only good snake is a dead snake. Sorry. Believe it. Hate snaky snakes. Nope. So the time she saved my life, we were fishing the bank near this one lake that we used to frequent a lot. And it was getting close to dark. And it was spring, so... It was spring, so we're out there fishing, and it's getting, pretty close. Actually, it's probably right at, not totally dark, but that deep part of dusk where, it's very hard to see things. And what happens is she gets this feeling just to shine down at my feet. So she shines down at my feet, and there's a water moccasin, or cottonmouth rather, very poisonous water snake, coming out of the water to bite me. Like it's lunging at my leg, and it's not 1.5 feet from me. Like this thing has death in its eyes. She shines down the light, sees it coming out, and screams snake. I see it. I do basically a grenade dive backwards. A lot smaller, more fit at the time, folks. But I turn around, I dive the hell out of the way, grab the tackle, stop. Yeah, I start like putting it up, pulling the tackle like up the freaking ramp. And again, I'm moving the tackle and she's in the car. Imagine that. And I had this one. I don't know if you all have noticed, but this part's going a little bit easier now that I figured it out. So she gets in the car. I start staging the tackle up away from the ramp a bit where I can get it all in the car. See, I said that about it's going easier, and then I just jinxed myself. I should have kept my pie hole shut and then just continued on. But anyway, so yeah, she saved my life because I was going to get bit. And like I said, they're highly poisonous. It would have got me. I would have been in bad shape. We didn't have the hospitals in the area that we do now. A lot of hospitals have come up since. And it was just bad. It was real bad. So she did save my life one time from a snake, although you know, once we figured out it was there, she still abandoned me for the car. Reoccurring theme.
Right. I don't mean anywhere around. There's just me.
Yeah. Right. Oh, damn it. This is brutal, guys. I had that damn thing. The problem is going to be these heavier wire hooks. Yeah. And these heavier wire hooks just do not work the same way as I designed it with his other ones. But I know it's what he's going to want. So it's what he's going to get. Now, it may be that he gets them and then realizes that they work better my way, and then he wants one done the other way, and we'll do it that way then. But until then, I'm just going to give the man what it is he wants, and I'm going to take this split ring off. I'm going to get one of those watermelon split rings so that this doesn't happen again. These are better split rings than I'm putting on anyway. But anyway, love these Echo Pro tungsten swinging swim jigs. I just do take off the hooks and rattlesnakes. No, 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 no. Rattlesnakes are another big bucket of nope. I do not do rattlesnakes, folks. Thank God I haven't come into contact with one yet. A lot of moxskins, a lot of diamondback water snakes. Diamondback water snakes sound like they're not even a thing, but they are. They're a cousin to the diamondback rattler. Obviously a water version. They're not poisonous like a rattlesnake.
Never picked up noisy snakes.
Damn right.
That's so right.
Damn right. If they're singing a song to you, leave them the hell alone. Ouch. But this is getting painful. Ooh. Yeah, rat snakes. Yeah, yeah. Oh, look, yeah, rat snakes. Boy, them and the big hog-nosed snakes. James Taylor has a song called Copperline that mentions the hog-nosed snake. Now, I have the bigger split ring on there. So let's try the bigger. Oh, see, that works. That works. That's what I was doing wrong. I should have just went with these other freaking... You know what's worse? I forget what sizes these are, and I'm not sure I could buy more if I wanted to. Actually, I do. Got it? No? And I'll do it from now on. There we freaking go. That's just wrong on so many levels, and oh, that's messed up. Yeah, nope, I would have flipped. Nice. Nice. Oh, look, that's pretty freaking cool. I got to see the start of the trail one time. I want to say it was the start of the Appalachian Trail when I was in Georgia. Like North Georgia, South Carolina, the start of the Appalachian Trail. There we go. So I've got a number 3, a number 2, and number 4 for this gentleman. This is stuff that has to get done. Give it a little bit of haircut, cut up a few of the stragglers there. And yeah, that'll work. So, Miss CT, can I get a small Ziploc for Mr. Matt?
81 miles of Georgia, Oleg says.
Oh, yeah. Sounds about right, because I think that's where I was at the start of it. A friend of mine and I used to get what we called controlled lost. This is fun. What you do is you go to old logging and fire trails, and you I'm gonna put those with it.
Snack bag or what?
Yeah, snack bag work. You go to like that is it. Oleg just nailed it. That's it, Oleg. You're exactly right, buddy.
Wide or
Huh?
the wide ones or these ones or these ones?
The second one. Yeah, that one. So you're exactly right, Oleg. As a matter of fact, damn, Oleg, you nailed that. I just need one. Emma Colola. Oh my gosh. Oleg, pulling out some memories. Yes, as a matter of fact, we were in the North Georgia mountains in South Carolina, right there by Burroughs Ford, South Carolina, on the damn it, what river? Chattooga River, doing some trout fishing with a very good friend, and that lived in Georgia, and we so we have been up visiting that area, and we anyway, we did a lot of fishing up there, and we ended up there at the Toccoa Falls and up there in Antallulah Falls area. And you're right, that's where we would have been. That's where we would have been when we saw it.
I cried like a baby and I had to come home.
I told my wife that she was really going to enjoy Georgia and its people, and she really didn't believe me. And lo and behold, we come back. She cried like a baby on the plane. She wanted to stay there. Loved it. I used to have good people there, and it was so nice. It was so nice. Fishing up there was fun. She got to trout fish on several of the rivers with me. We did the tourist thing, went up to Helen, fished with the Liars Club up there, and some great, wonderful fly fishermen. We actually got her started on fly fishing. I was much more mobile at the time, and I could fly fish. I had taught her some, and we had a bit of, was that before your other lessons? With that guy?
It was before.
I think it was, yeah. So the start of her learning how to fly fish actually come out of Helen, Georgia with the Liars Club. Oleg, speaking of that, we used to, when I was up there with my buddy, we went all up and down some of those rock faces, down the river, climbed up on the big boulders out there in the middle of the water, where we could lay up and watch at night all the satellites pass overhead. Oh, that was so freaking cool. Just lay up there in the starry sky and count the satellites as they went by. It was freaking awesome. And those were some good old times. Man, glad you brought that up. That is cool. Talk about a small world. There's 3 baits ready to go out the door. All this time, and I've tied on like 3.
Let me take them so I can get ready for shipping.
What?
Let me have them so I can get them ready for shipping.
Okay. I'll need to put a letter in there with that for Mr. Stefan.
So with the shipping stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely scary to go up there and like just the hiking we were doing. It was gnarly because I was a lot healthier than I am now, but still I wasn't fit by any stretch of the freaking imagination. But we still got up there and had a good time and did a lot of fishing. Had a great time. And let's see here. Abso-freaking-lutely. Let's see here. So the first thing I'm going to do before tying these is I'm going to look and make sure my collars are correct and all that good jazz. That's a sexy bait. I'm sorry. I don't normally toot my own horn, but when it comes to these skirt layers, granted, I'm not as proficient as I was at wire tying, but I'm out of practice quite a bit. But I'll tell you, when it comes to layering these bad boys, you know, it's I've got to where I got pretty good at it, and I love mixing the colors. And let's see what we got here. Sorry, he's marrying the bait now. Catch that one, babe?
No, I'm still. No. I'm trying to figure out my phone. Sorry.
Oh, Oleg's like.
I'm having issues with my phone.
Uh-oh.
You're good.
Oleg said, "Sorry, wife. He's marrying the bait now." I tell you, you know what? I am an absolute tackle addict, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
You also said you love me or love the way to ruin me.
Yeah. It is. I am a tackle addict, and I like sexy baits when I see them or when I'm lucky enough to make them. Part of the problem is this is a fly vise. It's not really meant for big bass jigs, but I do it anyway. Put my skirt keeper up here. And yes, oh look, they're called skirts.
Jay Rice says he has a mistress now. My tackle box. Yeah,
Yes.
I heard that earlier today.
Yes, abso-freaking-lutely. Yeah, of course I love fishing and catching fish, but I love making things that people can catch fish on. That's good. But yeah, I love catching fish and I love putting people on fish, whether it be teaching them or showing them baits they can catch them with, or, you know.
Zen Pyro says we did a 50-mile trip on the Peace River years ago.
Oh, you lucky dog. Oh, that had to have been gorgeous. That had to have been freaking gorgeous. There's lots of rivers I've wanted to do. There's only a couple I've got to do. I did a little bit on the Chattooga, a little bit on the Chattahoochee. I did some on the Illinois River. So yeah, I've got to do a few rivers, not as much as I would like. But a few.
J-Car says you'll be happy to know, CT, that I cleaned and organized it today. Of course, now you're telling me to change line again.
Yeah, J-Car, I'm afraid that spool, that reel you have, is a good reel for crappie and trout. Like, you know, it'll get the job done. But the trick is that it's such a deep spool, it doesn't hold enough line to get what we need to get done. But we're going to fix you up. We're either going to change line and do a leader situation or something else. But we're going to get you. We're going to get you on a trout here real freaking soon. I promise you that. Oh, Shenandoah. Oh, goodness gracious. You guys are so upping me so hard on y'all's rivers experiences. Oh my gosh. Dude, that's freaking awesome. Now, fun fact about that Chattooga River that I told you guys I fished. The happened there. It wouldn't be one of my streams if it wasn't for technical difficulties.
She says the river expert sold it to her.
The river expert?
Mm-hmm.
Had something going on there. I didn't know what it was, guys. Sorry about that.
Here's somebody new one. Donald Slate says he fished in Alaska. He used a 2-pound sinker, 150-pound leader, 80-pound test, 300 feet of water. Caught outlet, lingcod, and red snapper, nylas, and CNY, and have not fished since.
Really?
Whatever CNY is.
You know what though? That is. Forgive me, what does CNY stand for? I probably should know. I apologize for being completely stupid. By the way, Alaska had to be freaking gorgeous.
Central New York.
Oh, hey. Did you ever get up to any of the Finger Lakes by chance? That area is freaking gorgeous. Oh, wow. That's freaking awesome. Okay. Got a bit of a rogue skirt, guys. A bit of a rogue skirt here. This is what happens when you get out of touch with doing this.
St. Lawrence River.
Dude, that sounds good. I've always wanted to get in some smallie action up there.
It says they lived on Lake Ontario for a few years.
That would have been nice. Talk about your smallmouth. Dude, you're right up there in smallmouth freaking heaven. This is getting tedious because I'm tired and I'm ow. I hope that wasn't on camera. I hope y'all didn't see that. That hurt. Just close the pliers down my finger at the back of them here. So now I'm getting back to Moo Moo Match jigs. And like I said, please forgive me for how wild this has been. The fact that you guys are on here, just hanging out, spending some time with me means the world to me. Love you guys for it. Appreciate it more than you guys know. Yeah, sorry for the short notice on this thing. It was just kind of impromptu. I've got those 2 videos coming up here next couple of days, here tomorrow and Friday, or tomorrow and Thursday, that are going to be 2 of the videos that were in the poll about how to tie the Palomar knot. with some good instructions, and St. John's.
This is making me want to go fishing.
Yeah, you're making me really want some bronzebacks and some good old northern river fish, some walleye. Oh my freaking goodness. Speaking of that, J-Car, once we're done getting you on trout, we're going to work on walleye. Yeah, we're going to get you on some wallers. Yep. It's funny. I've run across a few pros and a couple other pros on some of my home lakes, and it's so funny to see the wrap boats when you're coming up. And you know, those of us that have been around the tournament angling a long time can know a boat a mile away. Be like, oh, that's so and so. Like, who was it that we saw in traffic? It wasn't Talk. Who was it?
I don't remember.
It wasn't Takahiro Mori, right?
I don't think so.
I think we run into Takahiro Mori at a Bass Pro Shops one time, and other than that, we oh gosh, you know the time. No, it wasn't Aaron Martin's. Any other time I'd know. But anyway, saw a gentleman in traffic, another JDM guy in traffic, and I was like, hey dude. This is a football head jig, guys, that I had tied up. And I forget the maker of this particular jig. Freaking walleye. That freaking awesome fish. This football head here is for ledge fishing. I know it's probably hard to see, but it has a bit of a flat ridge right here, and that allows it to stand up and rock back and forth. And when you do that, and you have the crawl trailers on the back, it imitates a crawfish coming up in that kind of fighting stance that they have with their claws up in the air. And as you rock this football head jig up and down like this, it causes it to scoot and defend, scoot, defend. Resist and bash just can't. Oh, hello. It just kind of faded out for a minute. Hopefully y'all didn't lose me. So let's see here. I got to get my little skirt separated again. But the fellow I'm sending these to out of Michigan fishes a lot of rocky areas. So football heads, being the fact that they're shaped like they are with the water profile, for those of you who don't know, they're perfect for rocks because of the broader profile keeps them from getting hung up in rocks and falling into the crevices as much. Oh gosh. You know, I love walleye fishing. I too have only got the chance to go a couple of times, and I'll tell you guys a story. You know me and my freaking stories. And this one may end up later as part of a story time. Don't know. Or it may end up just as other things too. But I spent many years of my life trying to get a walleye. Trying to get my first one. Because they're not really readily available where I'm at. So I have to travel a good distance to get to them. And I spent a long time trying to get them. And I went several different locations and had zero luck. And no, we're gonna try to avoid the rocks for you. It's gonna happen, J-Car. Of course, it's gonna happen, but we're gonna try to we're gonna try to get you in those trout first. But so anyway, I was having a hell of a time getting my first walleye. Several trips, no luck. Several trips specifically for them, nothing, nada. Rented boats out on some northern lakes, did rivers, just nothing. And then it come time that wonderful puppy we had, Sully, was going to pass. He had cancer, it was inoperable. So we made him a bucket list. We were going to take him on several different places that he loved to go. One of the places is a few states over. I can't imagine a 40-pound one, dead young.
Plus it's 440 pounds.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. I can't imagine a 40, let alone the other. So what happened was we, I wanted to take him to one of his favorite spots, which was a few states over, on this wonderful river that had lots of trout, smallmouth, and some walleye. And I was going to take one more attempt at catching a walleye, right? But here's the trick. I wasn't going to try again unless I had my best friend with me. Which means that if I didn't catch a walleye on that trip with Sully Pup, I wasn't going to try again. Because it wouldn't be the same. I wanted my best friend, the greatest dog in the whole wide world, to be there with me. And so we planned this trip because he loved this river. At the time, he was suffering, because of the cancer and stuff, he was suffering from a fast heart rate. So, this is loosening up on me again. He was suffering from kind of a fast heart rate, and his breathing rate, his respiration rate had increased. He was really in bad shape towards his final days. So we took a bit of a trip back to his favorite river to take him fishing. You know what? From the second he got to our cabin, his respiration slowed down. His heart rate slowed down. He was relaxing. He was in his environment. Oh, Jay Card, this is nothing against Mr. Cap.
Oh, she says Captain's close behind.
I know. Well, she said greatest Sully, like greatest
She
fishing
said
dog.
greatest Sully, Captain close behind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Trust me, Captain's we're all partial to our own babies, so it's nothing against Mr. Captain by any stretch. So we got him out there to his favorite place. Like I said, his respiration rate slowed down. He started just kind of chilling out. It ended up being... Sorry, I got to concentrate real quick to see which way these got to go. I want to thread my wire correctly through here. And that's going to go back that way. So what happens, yes, he does. I love talking to Cap. He's so much fun to talk to. He's a talkative puppy dog. And you guys already know how much I like to talk. So between me and Captain, we talk up a storm. So we took him out to his favorite river. His respiration rate slowed. He was feeling better. We had a great fishing trip. Finally got to go out there and walleye fish. So we spent a lot of our time trout fishing because Sully loved to trout fish more than anything. So we were there for him. It was his trip. Yeah, I do bribe Captain with duck feet. Captain loves some duck feet. Wonderful treat for doggies. And,
Did you see that Donna's Light said that in Alaska they had the Iditarod, can't say it, the Iditarod race is going on now?
Oh, no, the Iditarod? Oh, that I didn't know that. That's cool. Love that. Nothing like snow doggies. So, so we got up there, got him fishing, went walleye fishing. Once we finally got walleye fishing, like I said, I was going to give it one more try, and that was going to be it. If I didn't catch one on that trip with Sully, I was going to give up trying for it. Just because it wouldn't be the same without my baby dog around. And sure as hell, I caught my first 2 walleye right there with him close by. And someday I'll post a picture of him looking down the snout of my first walleye. The walleye was showing his teeth, kind of giving a grr, and Sully was giving him one right back. And it was awesome. So I got to finally catch my first walleye with my best friend right there still alive. And it was awesome. So I've been walleye fishing that same place once since, which is good because we always want to remember him. And, you know, he's my boy. I miss him every single day. Not a day goes by that I don't miss him and think about him and look at his picture. And because, you know, dogs, I'm a firm believer that dogs are better than people. And I don't mean to be a cynic or a prick or anything. But let's face it. Dogs are more loyal, more honest, more faithful than people ever are. And so that's why I'm a firm believer in how great dogs are. And somebody just left, and I hope it's not because I pissed them off with that. And I only say that because we have a sticker on our vehicle that said dogs because people suck. And somebody took the sticker. It was a magnetic sticker. And they just didn't like it. Moved it in the back of our vehicle. So, yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's like some people, you know. But you know what's funny? Like I said, it said dogs because people suck. Well, guess what? It kind of proved the point, didn't it?
Yeah, it proved it.
It proved the freaking point. Because, I mean, there you freaking go. It proved exactly what the sticker said. So, yeah, Captain Jack is a wonderful, wonderful puppy dog. And I love it when he talks to me on the phone. J-Car and I will be talking, and Jack will come up and nudge the phone down and just start talking to me right into the phone. And it is awesome. And he tells me all about it. He gives me a full report on what's going on at his house. And I love it. It is absolutely one of my favorite things. I've always been a fan of the good puppy dog. There we go. I hope I get all these pieces of wire picked up afterwards. Because this fine little craft wire, you get it in your foot, it ain't funny. I mean, it freaking hurts.
Oh, you do, because I don't want my feet either.
Yeah, they can't be in my feet or the wife's feet. He steals the phone. Yeah, he does. He sure does. Sweet boy. He's a good dog. He is a good dog. Let's see what we got here. I keep doing that. I keep getting the skirt caught in the freaking vise. There is another one of these. Now, this particular color, let's see what it is. Forget the top of my head. I think this is one of the ones I custom made to mimic the specific crawfish in Michigan. Where he, yes, he did. He did. He brought his blanket to me. Oh, it was so sweet.
Yeah, you put it on this channel for 2 hours, right?
No, I don't doubt it. Northern Clearwater Craw is what this one's called. It mimics an exact color pattern of a crawfish that is in Michigan, one of their most noted species. And so this is going up there to Moo Moo Mat in Michigan. And it's hard to see. It's got some green pumpkin, blue shimmer, and some green pumpkin copper in this bait. Freaking love it. He did. Captain, bring it home. What was the animal? I got to know. What was it he drug home today? Well, hunting for mama, I guess, huh? Silly puppy. Let's see here. I got to figure out whether I've wired this one. What's the day? Let me see here, guys. I do not know.
Ooh. This was a rabbit puked for an hour.
Oh, poor baby. Oh, poor baby. Poor guy.
At least you didn't think it was a toy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, what Sully used to do? Yeah, well, I'll tell you, speaking of dogs and rabbits, okay, Sully, in the backyard, there was a mama rabbit that always chose that freaking yard to have her babies in. And he would, every year when he would hear the little squeaking coming from the hole, he would go over and just bury his nose in it. He wasn't trying to be mean or kill them. He wanted to play with them. He thought they were toys. After all, we'd got him a baby bunny that squeaked. So he would dig up the hole and try to play with the dadgum bunnies and flip them up in there with his nose. And so one day his mama looked outside, saw what was going on, like, Sully, what the hell? Stop. And then every year it became this party of having to put on the brakes and stop once we realized the bunnies were in the backyard, go get under control and stop him from, terrorizing another bunny family for a year. So that always become a favorite thing of his mama to do every year. This one's almost looking like it's going to be easier to wrangle. But I say that. So bunnies and puppies just do not mix. There's one channel out there on YouTube that has, folks that have a dog and a rabbit and, always showing them playing together and whatnot. And I'm always the a-hole because I mentioned something like, don't let it fool you. The dog's just fattening him up or the dog's just sizing up his prey. But it's always funny because, dogs can play very well with other animals. They're better at it than most other species, obviously. They're sure better at it than humans. But it's funny because I always get on there and throw down that one and kind of get in trouble for it. But, and that's whether it's one of those birds, cockatiels or whatnot, or rabbit or a cat, I always say, yeah, the dogs are just sizing them up, just, waiting their freaking turn. This piece come right off. Wonder if I can make it work. So this color here that I'm tying now is a vial crawl, another crawfish that's native to southern Michigan, around the southern peninsula. And so I'm going to tie this one. Another one that I did a custom bait of for when I researched Matt's surroundings. I come up with some baits that I thought were going to do him justice. Oh, this one's so far, I don't want to jinx it. Working a lot better. That or I'm getting better at it. So, yeah, I researched the craws, which ones would be better for him, and started out making a few. Oh, no. Yeah, Sully's got a funny skunk story, too. He had some spots in his fence for his head to kind of stick out and look. And one day, he's sniffing outside. He looked like, what's going on out there? What are you seeing, Sully? Looks, it's a skunk crossing the road adjacent to the house. I'm like, no, you want to get back from that? He's like, but it's a new animal. I want to check it out. What is it? And, no, you want to back off, Sully. Car comes down the road, hits it. That skunk explodes. Sully's like, work. Smells it, turns around, hauls ass back in, through the backyard, through the doggy door, up underneath the bed, hiding. That was his last interaction with a skunk. He's like, screw that. I think this will be my last pass if I can get it to work. This one goes this way, and this one goes this way. So whenever you got a big bulky skirt like this, it's hard to kind of get the wire through here to get it tied. But once you do it and you get it done, it's rewarding because you don't have to worry about it ever deteriorating and the collar coming off, and you ended up with just a jig head with nothing on it. It's horrible to spend money on baits and do that and then end up with a S show. Yeah, chows are good at that. Boy, there's a few dogs out there that like that. Now, if I can make this pass here in the front and cinch it down. Piece of that just broke off. Oh, no.
Ew. Oh, we had a fun run-in with a skunk on a fishing trip.
Oh, yeah. Can I tell that story?
Yeah.
So, the wife and I were taking our very first vacation after she moved down here to be with me. We were going to a big popular lake that neither of us had been to that had some great shore access. End up renting a boat too. Just a wonderful freaking trip. And there was some weather on this trip, okay? It had some storms here and there, and holy...
Did it just break?
It just broke.
I'm so sorry. I got you talking and broke it.
I'm wondering if I can salvage it. I think I can. So, boy, that's a pisser. Because this jig was looking freaking pretty. That is a pisser. So what happens is we're pulling into this place, into the park we're staying. Had all the cabins and whatnot. We're pulling in late at night, right? And it was raining already, right?
I think so.
It was raining outside. There was going to be some severe storms on the way. Oh, the wire, as I was cinching it down, doing my wraps and cinching it down, it broke right down at the deadgum neck. But I think it's on there good enough. I think we're okay. So anyway, we're pulling into this park. Raining, trying to find our cabin. You know, it's late at night, probably 2 o'clock in the morning. Knowing us and how late we got around places. And lo and behold, here's this freaking skunk crossing the road. See it at the last second. And I do everything I can to swerve to miss the SOB. I mean, I just bank it. Then I see it last second, I'm not going to be able to miss him. So I'm thinking, okay, second plan, straddling. Try to get him right down the middle. Right down the middle, don't touch him. My car's sitting up enough. He doesn't hit the bottom, doesn't hit a tire, nothing. What does the prick do for thanks for me missing his sorry butt? Sprays the bottom of the car, front to back, nose to tail. Sprays the piss out of the bottom of this car. And it was like, oh, wonderful. So now the car smells. That's not the end of it, though. What does he do? He stalks us every freaking morning. This same damn skunk was right outside of our cabin door just doing this number. And it's like we had fishing we had to do. We wanted to get up the butt crack of dawn and go fishing. And here's this skunk like, hey, butthole. And I literally had to like throw things out there and just not at him, but near him and try to spook him off. And it become like a battle every freaking day. He would smell her making breakfast and he'd be out there sketching it out. It's like, what the? But he wanted a piece. He wanted a piece. I'm trying to see if this has already been wired. There's a few in here that I've already wired, and I'm trying to ascertain which ones they are. So that I don't go wire them again, obviously, because that's just a waste of time, materials, and frustration, and everything else. So,
How many have you gotten done?
3, 4, 5, 6. Like 40. This one's a bit of more of a bushy one. The other one's more of a finesse one. This one's got more skirt to it. It's another Verlal crawl. But I'm trying to be more careful about how I do it. I know it's late, guys, and I appreciate everybody sticking with me. I don't know how many more I've got in me. Like I said, I was exhausted, tired. When I started this last night, or when I started last night, woo, see there? Right there, it shows you how freaking tired I am. I lost my skirt wrangling piece. There it is. The cleanup from this, just from doing this mini, is going to be insane. Trying to make sure I have them all. I'm not getting any other ones caught up. Damn it. See, when I have a full skirt like this, there's just lots of strands to go around everywhere. And it makes it difficult to wrangle. But I'd lost my little keeper.
Okay.
But I found it. But love it, Donald. Good night, my friend. Thank you so much for sticking with me as long as you have. That's awesome.
Aww.
Did you read it completely?
Here, I read it. Funny.
Wife had a bit of a delayed reaction on that one. You can, but the line's going to be an issue. The line's going to be an issue for 2 reasons, Miss J. Carr. You can fish with it, but the problem is going to be that spool holds so much 8-pound, and you have so little on there that as it comes off the spool on that spinning reel, it's going to slap. So there's going to be line slapped it, which is going to decrease your casting distance and your accuracy. So there's that. That's part of the problem. The other part of the problem is 8-pound, where you're going to be and what you're going to be fishing for is going to be a bit of a tough task. Thank you so much, Oleg. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oleg, you're a scholar and a gentleman, sir. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate it. And I have a feeling that Oleg found out about tonight due to Doctor Who, I'm sure. There we go. I may take you up on this because I've been needing to get this job finished for a long freaking time. And my buddy Matt that's waiting on these has been so patient. Did that really come off of there? Oh, there it is. Huh?
I was laughing at what Zipper said.
Oh, yeah. Guess there's a bit of a delay there. So, well, you'll get there. You'll get there, J-Car. But what I'm trying to do is get it to where not only you'll be able to fish it better and have more success with it, but where the fish won't see your line and you won't get frustrated by not catching them. I want to give you the best shot out of the gate. at catching fish on it is my goal. So you can fish with it. I don't want to discourage you from it. The line is a bit bigger diameter than what you'll need. I've talked to people that said 6 pound is okay where you're at. And I've talked to people who said you really need to go to 4. But I also talked to another place today, a place to get your confidence up with your rig and get you on some fish kind of soon, we're hoping. Cross your fingers. But even then, he was talking 6 pound. So I'm trying to do our best at getting you in some good fish and all that jazz. It's nothing against the rod, okay? The rod you have, that ultralight, is perfect. The rod is absolutely, how to put it? What the rod is rated for, the ultralight, that's what you want for trout. Make no mistake about it, that's what you want for trout. The trick is going to be the line. The line and the reel. So I'm trying to find ways to skin that cat. I may have made a crucial mistake. No, I didn't. Okay. So we're going to get there.
J-Car says I'm going to find your dad's 2 rods and see if they're any better.
It's like the trick is, J-Car, it's the size reel. That reel, I'm kind of shocked they sold you that reel on that rod. Because that reel is too big for that rod by a couple of sizes. That's the problem. The rod is rated correctly. It's the reel is a bit big. So that's kind of where the crap goes off the rails. I got a long piece of wire on this one. Well, it just decided it wanted to cut off for me anyhow. Oh, yeah.
Specifically for when you're using the river.
Well, now here's the trick. In their defense, okay, the 1000 series reel that they gave you with that can be used for walleye, can be used for crappie, can be used for smallmouth, and technically can be used for trout. So I'll defend them a little bit there. The problem is they weren't looking at the line capacity. The line capacity is where the rubber meets the road. And that's basically because you're going to be using it for the first time. We need to get you accuracy. Oh, yeah, let me tell you, that's fine. Matter of fact, that first trip to that lake I was telling you about with the skunk, I took my ultralight and 4-pound test line and used a live shad in about 30 foot of water for striper and caught like an 8-pound striper on 4-pound test line on my ultralight. But I could only do that because we're out in way open water. I could let down the drag, let her run, you know how it is. And it worked out perfectly. Guess it was car keys. I thought I heard a doggy caller outside. I was about to wonder where the doggy was at. So yeah, that's how that rolls. Let me see where I'm at and how many I've got here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 18, 19, 20 left there. I'm making progress, but I'm not there yet. I probably have another. Because you didn't find the spinnerbait bag, or did you? Is that over here? Is that
It
still
might be
in the
one of
box?
those ones in the box.
So I think I'm getting there, but I know it's getting kind of late. I'm gonna tie on 2 more. Let me see something here.
We're going to need to consider dinner at some point.
Yeah, we do need to consider dinner. This one I already have a trailer on, guys, on my Arky ones. This one is front right corner. Front right corner is after my favorite place on a fishing barge I used to grow up. There was the front right corner, had some trees on it, and I could drop down this exact color. It's kind of a watermelon and green pumpkin red with a watermelon red trailer. I would throw it down in that corner, hop it vertically over brush, and catch a huge fish almost every time. Like, seriously, 6 and 7 pounders were commonplace on this bait on that corner. So when I went and reproduced this color, I called it front right corner. Okay.
When do you unlock it?
No, but give me a couple seconds. Let me know when you're in there and ready. Okay, guys, I'm going to do this last compartment here and then get to Betty Bye. That'll leave me with 2, 4, 6, 8. That'll leave me with 10 plus a bag of spinner baits and buzz baits. Probably 20 baits left total to do. This care package got out of freaking control. Okay, guys, give me 2 seconds real quick here. I got to mute. 1 second. All right, folks, we're back. Sorry about that real quick there. Had to take care of something here in the background. I haven't tied one with the trailer already on it. But I was using this as an example as which trailer I wanted my friend to put on this front right corner bait, because he's new to fishing bass jigs, so I wanted to match up a few trailers specifically for him, and that's where this one comes in there. So it's going to be a bit more difficult to tie because I've got some sprigs of some trailer up in my way. But I like it. Let's see here. Boy, this one's going to be a pain in the butt, because every time I go to loop this around, I got to move these out of the way. Then I get it caught on the weed guard. Pull it around underneath. Bring it up over that. Boy, what a pain in the arse.
Oh, I'm walking up.
Well, guys, I'm sorry this has turned into be kind of boring here. I'm just having to concentrate on this. But you guys are awesome for sticking with me. Come on. I'm sorry, folks. I had to do something right there. I apologize.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Dad. Folks, please be with me. The stream will be back up. Well, first, can y'all say something to make sure y'all are hearing me now? Because I've got to handle a bit of something I wasn't expecting coming up in the middle of this. So if y'all could say something, make sure I can still hear and see you. Y'all still hear and see me. After that other little flub, I want to make sure everything's good to go. So I can go over here and handle that real quick. Are y'all with me? My beta's singing. Okay, so y'all are with me currently? Y'all are seeing me currently? Oh, I just dropped Samantha. Can you do something real quick? Okay, okay. I'll be right back, guys. 1 second. Okay, there we go. That's all I had to do there. Okay, let's do this. Oh, crap. There we go. One more, we will call it the night. Front right corner, guys. This thing has caught me more freaking fish than I can tell you. Don't get lost. I'm so tired of missing the reference.
I'm video.
I'm sorry. I'm so tired of missing the reference. Oh, wow. Look at that thing. That thing right there is going to flat out catch some fish.
What color is that?
Front right corner.
Okay.
A little home lake special. Here's a football version. I am losing all my little wire pieces that tie up my skirts and everything. I'm just too freaking tired.
Tim Pyro said they caught a beauty bass was on a 7-4 medium light toadfish rod. A 15-pound test line out of my yak.
Oh, everybody dropped off.
I'm still there.
Oh yeah, but Zen's gone. I was going to comment to that. On a toad?
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Oh, Zen's gone?
I'm showing one person. How many people are you showing?
One?
Yep, that's you.
Weird. So did you lose everybody? I'm still there, but
J-Car just posted, J-Car, can you hear me live now? J-Car, can you hear me live? You can't? Oh, okay, that's weird. I guess I'm having some technical difficulties too.
It's only showing one person's watching.
Zen might have tapped out. Zen might have. I can't blame him. It's been a whole lot of just ramblings of a crazy old fisherman.
Something went weird and you froze.
That's weird. Probably the Wi-Fi here, to be honest. It's Artie's version of getting Comcasted. Or my version of getting Comcasted. Gotta freaking love it.
I guess we lost it in.
Hate that. Oh, weird.
Right. Well, now it's down to 2.
Good. Well, it's you.
Says I thought you stopped.
That's weird. How long was it out for, J-Car? I think answering my dad's text killed everything. Crap, it did because I came right back. Well, that's where everybody went. I came right back. Apparently, answering that text murdered my stream. Hopefully one day I'll get to do it without having to worry about using my effing phone.
The last time you got 3 out.
Crap.
Did you get that text message alert? 3 out. The last time you got 3 out, she says.
Wonderful. Freaking wonderful. Well, thank you. At least now I know how to handle that in the future. I have to leave my notifications on my phone for emergency, but I got to find another way to handle that.
Zenhara's back.
Hey, welcome back, Zen.
Does anyone want to help me cut hot dogs for bait for Rara?
Yeah, there you go. Hey, Zen, about that personal best there out of the yak, that's pretty cool. I think what happens then is when I got that text message, it screwed up my stream. I want to ask you something about the hot dogs. Then, do you marinate yours? I assume you're going out for cats, but do you marinate your hot dogs? I know a lot of people do, not everybody, and people use different things. So I thought I would ask whether you marinate yours or not. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, hot dogs are a classic one. Yeah. You cut out chunks of hot dogs, stick them on a treble or on a circle hook, marinate them. There's all kinds of recipes out there to marinate. That's why I was curious as to what Zen used. I grew up using livers as well. Nothing wrong with using livers. Nothing at all wrong with using livers. pull this down. Um, by the time I get my rod, I got a buddy that contacted me about a rod repair. Yeah, it stays on the hook better if it's slightly frozen. We used to use thread to keep it on. We'd wrap thread around it and just around the hook over and over and over and over and over again to get those little bait stealers off. But generally, those little bait stealers were little bullheads. Almost said flatheads. No, bullheads. And yeah, it is.
Did we used to use pantyhose for something on those?
Yeah, we also used to make little bait sacks using cut up squares of pantyhose and put chicken livers in those as well. Chicken hearts were tougher, but they also worked.
Cut them up small, put them in the microwave for about 8 minutes, let them cool off, put them in a jar, and dump garlic powder on them. Works great for catfish, bluegill, and shiners.
Oh, be damn. Learn something new every day. See, the garlic, I don't doubt it. Garlic, I don't doubt it. A lot of that too is so regional. It depends on where you're at. Sometimes different marinades work better. I don't doubt it. That is freaking cool. Boy, a lot of people will use red Kool-Aid. Some people will used to be able to buy, and this is disgusting, congealed beef blood and chicken blood, and they would marinate them in that, just to kind of get that flavor into the texture of the meat. Now, cooking them though, that's a good idea. I didn't think of that, but I bet that makes them a bit stronger, a bit tougher to mess with too. I never would have thought of that. That's pretty neat.
J. Carr says her best bait on the farm were the lovely Texas grasshoppers. Catch them on the way to the tank, LOL.
Yep, big old grasshoppers. That's the way to do it.
Xenopyros has been doing it that way for over 30 years.
See, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. I've marinated a few hot dogs in my day. And honestly, though, it's been so long, I forgot what I used. I didn't use the congealed blood, but I think I used what was leftover blood from the liver containers and stuff. Just got myself with a hook.
Good job.
Hear her, she goes, good job. Smart ass. So,
J. Carr says horseshoe pond. I caught small frogs. Another great bait.
everything eat a frog, bass, catfish, they all like a good froggy frog. Oh, that looks sexy. What is this color? Yeah, it's the front. That's a bit of a... Wait, what? Did that get in the wrong package?
What?
Oh, yeah, no joke.
Ugh. I ran a dairy, so we had cow liver in abundance.
There we go. So I got the two front right corners done. Out of this one box, I've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, wait. 16, I want to say I've got 18 there. Probably got 25 baits left, but I'll show you all a little bit here. Little box there is what he's getting.
Spin Pyro says it's a hell of a lot cheaper than buying shiners.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely is. No joke about that. I've got split rings everywhere, skirt layers everywhere, wire freaking everywhere. What?
Jay Carr says I learned the hard way. My spring calf was never there later.
Oh wow. That's messed up. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow. It didn't visit the farm upstate, huh? It decided to take a wrong turn at the slaughterhouse, I take it. Well, that's messed up. But did they ever make you fish with the innards? Did you ever fish with part of that poor calf? That's the question. If so, that's messed up. Oh, man. That's jacked up. That's jacked up on so many levels. Let me see here. Well, guys, it's been nearly 3 hours. To y'all that are still here, Eat Squawk, Zen, Miss J. Carr, I thank you so much. I'm so, yeah, well, that's true. That's true. You will learn that from the farm real freaking quick. My buddy that I hope to have on sometime grew up in a small country town, third or fourth generation farmer, and he's got some fun farm stories. And I'll never forget one time he was excited that he got something in the mail. Hope YouTube doesn't get me for this. He was so excited he got something in the mail. I'm like, really? That's cool. What is it? Come in this freeze-dried container. Let's just say it was bull specimen. I was like, okay. And what do we do with that? And he told me about inseminating the heifers, and I was like, oh, okay. You got a tool for that? And it was quite funny, but I wasn't used to it being a city boy. I mean, I love to fish, and I was always outdoors, don't get me wrong. I had country in me. But I just didn't know that was a thing, and I was kind of a bit surprised, but it was freaking funny without question. I think this goes on there. Getting all my stuff together. Yeah. I had one of those Easter chicks one time. Do I tell this story?
I don't remember it.
Because it's just us three. I'm going to tell a story about how I was young and a dumbass. I was stupid. I didn't know. Keep in mind, I was like 3 or 4. I wanted one of those little colorful dyed chicks. And I was so excited to have the little pet. I'm having second thoughts about telling the story. I was young. I did not know I was super freaking young. This is straight out of a scene of WKRP. And by the age of those left here, I know y'all know where this is heading. WKRP, chickens, kind of, sort of. Let me know if y'all get the reference, because it's a classic freaking scene off of that old show, WKRP in Cincinnati. Remember that? I had this colorful chick, and I was young, and it was a bird. Thought they could fly. I was trying to teach it how to fly. So there was the lowest rung in the tree in the front yard, and I kept sitting it up there and thumping it out, hoping it would flap its wings and learn how to fly. And I just ended up killing the SOB. Yeah, I ended up killing it. So the whole WKRP reference was when the station manager did his big Thanksgiving giveaway and flew over the town with turkeys and started shoving them out of the helicopter to give away to people. He said he come back into the station with feathers and blood all over him, and there had been a massacre in the streets. He said, as God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. And it was one of the best scenes in that show's history. If you look up WKRP turkeys, that clip I guarantee you will come up on YouTube, and it was funny as hell. You'll get to hear the whole play-by-play of what happened in the streets. Basically, it was like something out of a horror flick, turkeys falling from the sky, bombarding people below, going through car windows, hitting women and children. It was freaking hilarious. And so I, as a little itty-bitty boy, had my own WKRP in Cincinnati trick with a chicken, and I was a kid, granted not a middle-aged man owning a radio or a program director at a radio station, but I thought chickens could fly. Glad I grew up. Now, there's still some in this world that think that, so at least I've got that going for me. But anyway, it was amazing back in the day. Some of the, anyway. Yeah, that's my own little WKRP story. I think we've got most of the stuff together. Now I've got a mess to clean up, and I've got enough glitter on me. It does look like I've been to a strip club. I mean, I've got glitter all over me, and I've got a great piece of wire right here. I'm just going to...
Should have done this earlier. You could have had people pay me to clean this up.
Hear this over here. Oh, man. Well, at least I've got, the top row here done. Like I said, 18 baits there, maybe 27 or so. We'll see. And maybe I can... I need to get started on the rest at some point, but I've got the 2 videos coming up this week, how to tie a Palomar knot and the cocaine cookie story. Y'all won't want to miss that. I know Jake already knows the cookie story. Got what I think is a reasonable demonstration on how to tie a Palomar knot. If y'all don't know how to tie a Palomar, I suggest it. A lot of people won't use it with braid or use it with fluorocarbon. I use it with everything. When you're using it with fluorocarbon, you just have to make sure it's good and lubricated before cinching it down. Thank you, Jake. I will try to get some sleep. If I wasn't worried it would kill my stomach, I would take magnesium tonight to help me relax. But last night, ever since those fire alarms went off and we had the power outage, it's been an S show for me. So I haven't been able to get a lot of sleep. And as you can tell, my voice is starting to go. Whenever I get super tired, my voice starts to cut out on me. But I appreciate you guys staying up. You guys are awesome. Y'all be safe. Try to get some fishing in you. We're going to get you trout soon, J-Car. We're going to figure it out. I'll tell you tomorrow when hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. The only reason I didn't text you and let you know I was doing this because it was spare of the moment. And I didn't know with the current situation whether you'd be able to watch and stay up with it, with power and whatnot. I didn't want, I know y'all have had, storms up there and whatnot. So I wanted to make sure that everything was good to go. And I didn't know if you'd be able to watch. So I just didn't want to bother you with it. But I'm so glad you're here. And we appreciate you guys so much. Yeah. Very good. Very good. Glad you did. It's always good having you here. And please tell Captain I said have a good night. He's a good boy. He's my buddy. And Captain is a kick-ass puppy dog. And love how he talks to me. Y'all have a great night too. We appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and take down my vise and get the hell out of there, go in there and crash. So y'all have a good one, guys. Get out there and keep it wet. We appreciate y'all. And see you, Mr. Pyro. We'll catch you on the flip side.